Hi, my name's Kristen Davis, and I'm new to this whole idea of being on social media more regularly, but I really want to get out the message and the ministry that God has placed on my heart. So I'm actually doing a 30-day challenge where I'm going to be posting videos and sharing a little bit about myself and what God's doing and give you some helpful tools and tips over the next 30 days. So I hope you'll tune in. What I want to ask you today is, does God feel distant and silent to you? Have you ever done all of the right things and said all of the right prayers, but never truly felt connected to God? I've been there. I was raised in church and Christian school. I knew all of the right things and probably prayed the sinner's prayer a million times. I wanted to believe, but as hard as I tried to do all of the right things, I still wasn't sure that it was all true. I hedged my bets and decided to be a Christian because it was the most exclusive, and I figured that even if I was wrong, I would probably be good enough for whatever heaven was actually the case. But that had no power. It didn't stick, and it didn't have transformation in my life. Even though I decided that I would be a Christian, that I'd let what Jesus did on the cross count for me, I still didn't feel any different. I still didn't feel connected to God. I felt like my prayers were bouncing off the ceiling and like there was no one on the other side receiving them. I didn't want to be duped. I hated being considered foolish or unintelligent, and I didn't want to take anyone's word for anything. And so I had trouble truly believing God loved me despite knowing what the Bible said and hearing it on Sunday mornings. What if this whole book isn't true? I would think to myself. That would push to the forefront of my mind when I would start to find hope in the idea that God could love me. And so many other questions would follow that one once it was in. Fast forward 13 years of higher education, 3 degrees, $60,000, 7 years of inner healing coaching, and I finally got the answers that I was looking for. You see, I had had trouble trusting in general, and that had an impact on my faith. Through that journey, I found answers that satisfied my mind that the Bible is in fact true and a credible source of information. And I also found inner healing that satisfied my heart that struggled to trust anyone. Now I help people find those answers too. I believe that the cross proves God desires relationship for you. So you don't have to stay in distrust if you don't want to. If you'd like help, I have a ministry called Doubtless Faith where I help people who want a relationship with Jesus but can't seem to make themselves believe. I do this by helping them deal with both the intellectual as well as the emotional obstacles to connection with God. We have a 1 hour seminar coming up on Saturday, January 24th, dealing with common obstacles I've found that get in the way of people connecting with God. If you're interested, check out www.doubtlessfaith.com. In the meantime, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Check back in for my next video. Thank you.